This is Top Preps Exposure Booster Package Interviews by Sunil Sunder. Tonight, I'm happy to be speaking with Bailey Parks, a junior at North Oconee High School in Bogart, Georgia, a second baseman pitcher on the varsity softball team, Atlanta Vipers, Colvin 18U, and EC Bullets 18U Premier Holcomb. Once again, Bailey, thank you for the opportunity. Great to be speaking with you, and congrats again on your success playing softball.
Yes, sir. Thank you for this opportunity.
You're welcome. And let's talk about, I mean, just a fantastic summer season, just playing travel ball for Atlanta Vipers, Colvin 18U. I know you played in a number of tournaments, said again, enjoying just incredible success at the plate, in terms of batting average, hits, walk-offs, home runs. When now you think about it, just look back. I'm just wondering what comes to your mind, just again to see your hard work really paying off at the plate here, Bailey.
Yes, it feels amazing knowing that I worked so hard because I knew this would be such a big summer for me and for recruiting and stuff. And I worked really hard for this to be a good year summer. So it feels good that it paid off and it worked out for me.
Yeah, it's outstanding. I mean, let's talk about putting that number seven jersey on. First starting out with the Colorado IDT, batting 667 that opening week. Scenic City, the team went 6-1, three home run game, 10 hits. Said turning three double plays, a walk off hit in the seventh inning. I'm sure that was an exhilarating feeling, but and then to cap it off, hitting 400 the PGF Super Grand, a three-run home run against Georgia Impact, then the PGF Florida class, and then the PGF State Championship. So a lot to unpack there, Bailey. But I mean, when you talk about some of those, again, highlight moments, I'm sure it just it was so again exhilarating just to see to have that type of moment, especially I mean when you talk about hitting the home runs, but also that walk-off hit as well.
Yes, sir. It feels really good. I feel like I also had a lot of confidence with the season, so it just
Mhm.
felt really good knowing that I just felt like I would get a hit going into it. So
Yeah.
just it was a good feeling.
And then reaching double digits, in RBIs. I mean, that's the thing, I said, especially a PGF Florida class hitting 526 with 10 RBIs. It must have been very satisfying just the fact that, to see that you were contributing to the team's success, Bailey. Can you just speak to that?
It felt very good knowing that I could contribute to the team with my hitting and stuff and my fielding. It's something I really wanted to work on, knowing that. I mean, I'm definitely, I don't like hit much home runs. So I know when I
Hmm.
go up to bat, my job is to move the runners and to get base hits. And
Hmm.
that's how I provide for my team and to make plays when, the ball comes to me and do something big for them. So that's kind of how I provide for the team and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, just to be locked in the zone there. I'm just wondering, in terms, when you connect on a pitch like that, you see the ball, of course, traveling out of the park. Just wondering what's, filtering through your mind. And then, of course, driving, said, runners, in scoring position. I mean, just again, for you, I'm sure is just, again, so essential. The fact that, again, to see, because it takes a lot of hard work, it said, at the plate, it's not easy to hit those pitches, facing the opposing pitcher. So I'm just wondering from your perspective, just I mean, again, is those minute details that really, do factor.
Right. Well, when I do get the base hits and I do get the hits, it really helps me with my confidence. But over the summer, I had really good confidence, which I think played like a major part in how I
Hmm.
was able to get hits because I knew when I went into the box, like it was like me versus the pitcher, and I felt like
Yeah.
I knew I was gonna win because of just like how much confidence I had and stuff. And like especially when I would get hits and move runners, it was just like and hit home runs and like the excitement that I had going into my
Yeah.
next at bat, it just carried on each at bat, knowing like last at bat what I did. So I think it just every single bat just helped me for the next one and me going against the pitcher and knowing it's competition between me and her.
Yeah, I mean, just the fact that you have those at bats, you keep on, your turn is coming around. So you get that, that picture of what, is coming your way in terms of the pitch selection. And I'm sure it's just again, a terrific feeling, when you're rounding those bases, and your
Yes.
teammates are there to greet you at home plate. Talk about that, Bailey. I'm sure that's something, you definitely reveled in.
Yes, it's very exciting knowing like everyone's cheering you on and like you see like the stands and everyone's jumping up and down and your
Yeah.
teammates are like running out of the dugout and around home plate jumping and
Yeah.
yelling for you. You feel really good about yourself and you're just like all that hard work I did. It finally I'm here. I am like running the bases and you look straight and you're like there's my whole team like cheering
Yeah.
me on and they all have confidence in me just like I did and it just feels really good and it's a
Yeah.
good feeling to have.
Yeah, that's fabulous to hear. And look, I know you faced some adversity. I mean, it didn't really take away from, again, your accomplishments. I'll talk about that. You missed, I think, the Show Me the Money, showcase. Again, but being able to bounce back from that, rise, to the occasion. I think again showed a lot about your character. Displaying that grit and determination. Just to talk about that, Bailey.
So basically I had my tooth, it got infected and
Hmm.
I it happened the day we were supposed to leave to go to Florida. And I had to take this medicine and the medicine made me very sick. And
Hmm.
I had the decision. I was like, I'm either gonna go and play, and I knew it was a big tournament, and I knew like I've always like show me the money. I really like going to that tournament, and I mean my mouth was like huge. It was so bad, but
Oh boy.
I was like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go, and
Yeah.
I decided I was gonna go, and I was like, I guess I can decide when I get there if I'm gonna play. And when I
Hmm.
got there, I was like, I know this is what's best for the team and what's best for me and like my
Yeah.
future. And so I decided to play and to go forward. And even though I definitely didn't feel the best, and it definitely wasn't my best tournament, I just felt like it was what was the right thing to do for me and for my team because I couldn't let them down, knowing I was a really big part of the hitting and the fielding.
Yeah. Just displaying that unselfishness. Talk about you've of course made the switch here with the Atlanta Vipers, Colvin 18U, and now with EC Bullets 18U Premier Holcomb. Talk about that making, again, it's not easy, sometimes to go from one team to another, but again, you've been able to make that adjustment. Can you again describe that process?
Yes, sir. So when I was on Atlanta Vipers, we played EC Bullets. They were called the Georgia Impact at the time. And when we
Okay.
played them, I had a very good game. I went 3 for 3 off their like Georgia Southern pitcher. And
Hmm.
so after that game, they started texting me and on Twitter, and they just kept keeping in touch with me and kept texting me, asking to play with them. And so I thought about it over the summer a lot, and I was trying to decide like if that was the best move for me. And like we talked about it, and I talked about it with my family, and I decided that since they kept in touch and they really wanted me and they just kept talking to me, I was like, I feel like this is what's best for me.
Hmm.
So I decided that I would switch to them. So
Yeah, it's wonderful news to hear. Hey, let's now pivot to North Oconee High School. You are off to a blazing start, here this season, 2025-26 season. The first 7 games hitting 522 with 5 doubles and 6 RBIs. I love their motto, which is all in. And you swayed that shirt. We get what we earn. They said they talked about not only your play on the field but stepping up as a leader. Now being in your junior year, just playing for manager Bruin Johnson. Talk about this year's team. There are only 2 seniors on this team, I believe. So I mean, the future looks very bright. Said for the varsity softball team. But how great is that just to again to see the team up to said a tremendous start here.
yes, sir. So we do only have one senior now. One of our seniors did
Okay.
quit. So
Okay. All right.
yeah, so we have one now. And so
Okay.
with that one senior, I felt like I needed to step up and be a leader just because I needed to be a leader and I needed to provide for the team with that way. And I'm
Hmm.
very like vocal and I'm very like I'm supportive. And I knew like if I needed to, I get hits when I need to get hits. I make plays, and I also when I pit, well, that's when pitching comes into play because
Yeah.
I mean we only have one. We have like 2 pitchers, but we only have like one like the real pitcher. So even though like I definitely don't pitch and travel ball or anything, it's just part of like me being a leader. I feel like I have to do what's best for the team, and if that's what's best for the team is me to go in and pitch, then I need to do that so I can help the team and that's
Hmm.
also what helped us. I mean, we're 2-0 right now and against really good teams. So that's also really exciting because, I mean, we definitely didn't, I guess we did. I don't know if we expected or not, but since
Hmm.
we are very high right now with our excitement and stuff, knowing that
Yeah.
that's it. So each game we just carry that on and we stay excited and
Yeah.
keep competing.
Yeah, I think it's critical just to build that team chemistry, have that cohesiveness, from the onset. Said building that up in the practices, which leads, transitions, to that success. When you get into, the game action. Hey, I wanted to just this is a remarkable, I think accolade. That by the time you graduate, you will have played 4 years competing at the 18U level all over the country. I'm wondering, just like, maybe like once, you'll have some time to really like, sit and reflect about that. But like, what comes to your mind knowing, again, how much, work you put in, that work ethic, said just being determined, just the fact that have played like, consistently and, it takes a lot. I mean, it's just that grind, said year after year, but you've been committed to that process, Bailey. I'm just wondering what, your feelings on that.
It's a very crazy thought looking back at it and thinking about
Yeah.
that, just knowing that I will have played all 4 years of 18U. But I will say, like my whole life, I've always played up since I've been young. So,
Hmm.
but I feel like it's helped me a lot in just the person I am and the leader I am, knowing that like as a freshman on varsity, I knew every girl was older than me. And
Hmm.
I think going into travel ball, I've also been the youngest, so I've known that everyone's older than me. So I had to change the person I am because like me playing travel ball with 18U, obviously I wasn't going to be the best one on the team. So I had to find myself knowing like I'm not going to be the best one and that's okay, and how I'm going to carry myself. And if, an older person is on the team and they take my spot, I have to compete and how I compete for my spot, how I can also be a leader being the youngest. And it's
Hmm.
definitely played a big part in everything. And it's crazy thinking about it now, looking back, but
Yeah.
it's a good feeling.
Yeah, that's awesome to hear. Hey, let's talk about, I mean, 2024 for North Oakland High School, batted 427, played shortstop, second base, and pitch. So, multitasking, named offensive MVP, said second team All Region 8A, set the school record for number of hits in a game. I'm sure a very rewarding experience, for you. You've lettered in each year at North Oakland since you were a freshman on the team. Region champs and finished fourth in the state your freshman year. So again, like to see year after year the fact that this team again is successful, is competing for championships. I'm just saying from where you started, you said being a freshman, learning, of course, from those upperclassmen. Now here you are, a
Yeah.
junior, now an upperclassman. I'm sorry, again, coming full circle here. Just what comes to your mind, just knowing like how much again you've been able to chalk up. Just I mean, yes, the stats are great, but again, like just the fact that to see everybody on the team, really feeding off each other, but you leading by example, especially.
Yes, I feel like I think our chemistry is very good on the team, and we all play together and we all support each other, which is a big part. And definitely like us older girls, like if we have like someone that plays like at second base, for instance, there's a girl, she's a freshman who plays the same position as me, and I
Hmm.
help her with like when she messes up, and I'll teach her how to do it right. And I feel like our team definitely does a big part in that and helping, even if they're in like our same grade, we're still like supportive and we help them. And I feel
Hmm.
like everyone takes it very well, and everyone can is a leader in their own way, which is a big
Hmm.
part. And
Yeah.
we're just very like helpful to each other, and with the younger
Yeah.
people, knowing that we were them at one point.
Yeah, that's great. Hey, I wanted to ask you, I mean, we talked about you being, up at the plate, but how about, again, playing second base primarily, but also pitching. So, I mean, it's like, there are different, again, tasks with each position. So I'm wondering, like, playing second base, of course, communicating with the rest of the infield, your pitcher, the catcher. But what, again, I mean, there's a lot there, like, in terms of responsibilities, when you're out there on the field. So just, I mean, defensively again, like, what is, again, worked out for you effectively here in the first, couple of years, especially, on the varsity softball team there at North Oconee High School?
I'm very like talkative. Like I said, I'm very like I like to have fun. So when I'm on the field, like
Hmm.
I cheer and I yell,
Hmm.
and when someone does something good, I like cheer for them. And
Hmm.
I'm also like when like our pitcher struggles or something, I'm like one of the first people to call time and go talk to her. I'm very good
Hmm.
about like talking to the pitcher and being like helping her, and I'm always supporting her after every pitch. I say something, and I also keep like the infield and the outfield like no like thinking ahead, being like there's a runner on one, let's roll it up, or outfield, this is where we're gonna throw it, and just keep everyone in the game and just staying locked in every play so they know
Yeah.
what to do.
Yeah, that's great to hear. Hey, I want to don't want to forget that you were the MVP in seventh and eighth grade at Malcolm Bridge Middle School. So I know it's I said you're a little bit removed from that, but I'm wondering what comes to your mind, like just in terms of thinking back about those memories. Is that playing on the softball team there at the middle school?
Yes, I mean, I think I was definitely shocked when I got it my seventh grade and eighth grade year.
Yeah,
I wasn't really expecting to get it 2 years in a row,
yeah,
but just thinking back, knowing that that feels really good. And I think when I went into my freshman year, knowing that I was MVP both years in middle school,
yeah,
knowing that I'm good, and I like going into freshman year, it definitely helped a lot. Knowing
yeah.
just being able to know that, and then it just feels good looking back and seeing
Yeah.
how far I've came from there and stuff. So
Yeah, yeah, it's fabulous to hear. Hey, I wanted to ask about game day and practices there at North Oconee High School on the varsity softball team, putting that number 11 Titans jersey on. Every time you take the field, what does that mean to you personally, Bailey?
it feels amazing knowing that I play for North Oconee. That's something really big. Knowing that our school we've had a lot of like every sport is very successful, and there's been a lot
Hmm.
of state championships won at our school, and we went to state my freshman year. So it's just it feels really good, like running out, being like, wow, like I play for North Oconee. That's very
Yeah.
something like very good for
Yeah,
myself knowing
yeah,
that.
yeah,
So
yeah. That's outstanding to hear. Look, I know there's a lot I said that goes off the field. Like, it's like all the work, especially in the hitting cages, working on your swing, your mechanics, building up those fundamentals and skills. I mean, you really have to be prepared, have that regimen in place. I'm wondering, like, because like, it's a tedious process. I mean, putting in all those extra hours, but it's something again that you've I think embraced that as well. But talk about that because that's again critical again to what you accomplish on the field, Bailey.
yes, I do hitting lessons, and I also like hit by myself, and I
Okay.
practice a lot. Like, I mean, for high school especially, we practice every single day. And when
Hmm.
travel balls are around, I mean, we practice on the weekends, but throughout the whole week, I still practice and hit. And me and my brother will go throw outside or hit together or
Hmm.
something. So it definitely takes a lot if you want to be good and stuff. You definitely have to practice a lot, and it's a lot of work. But at the end of the
Hmm.
day, when you tell it pays off, it feels really good knowing that you put in all that work and it's
Hmm.
going somewhere.
Yeah, no, definitely. Look, they're training for a softball season. It said you're playing year round practically. I mean, there's a lot like in terms of strength and conditioning, nutrition. I mean, just really like keeping your body in optimal shape. And you're a two sport athlete. You played lacrosse as well. I think which is beneficial. Talk about that. Like, you get to, play with your friends, I said, and have another sport because that, of course, each sport can help out in another one. Talk about that. And just the fact that you're clear and you're focused at the task at hand, and just in terms of just harnessing your skills as well.
Yes. Well, I do weight training every single day, so I'm in weight
Okay.
training, and I for school, and I've done that every single year, and I work out by
Hmm.
myself. But for lacrosse, I mean, I feel like it did play a big role. It kept me in shape. I mean, it's a lot of running. So it's
Yeah.
like, I feel like in softball, you definitely don't run as much, but in lacrosse,
Hmm.
I mean, it's two different things. So it's a lot of running. It kept me in shape. It also, it like, so like I played with my friends. That was like my big thing. Like I got to play with my friends, and it wasn't supposed to be
Yeah.
stressful. It's supposed to be fun. And like in
Hmm.
softball, it's like, I'm like serious. Like I'm locked in. Like, it's just like, this is my sport. Like that's what you know what I mean? I'm very locked in. And in lacrosse, it was definitely like I just got to have fun and just like mess around and hang out with my friends, and
Hmm.
as I keep working. But it I don't know, it felt really like it was a good feeling, just being able to be with my friends and not having to
Yeah.
like do amazing every single game.
Yeah, that's important. I think, just to have those bonds and like, that friendship, like, it just, it really does, said pay off in the end. Hey, let's talk about North Coney High School in terms of the support from the student body, the administration, and athletic department, because I think that's, again, critical in terms of having success for the programs there, especially in athletics. What have they meant to you here the first, say, couple of years here?
They've been a lot. Our students and our administration, it's all very supportive, and they really care for us, and they always like see who won, and they talk about us on the announcements, and they get us
Hmm.
like buses and stuff, and they're very like students come to the games, and so we all like support each other, like all sports. We all go to the football games and the baseball games, and so
Hmm.
it feels really good knowing you have like a community that
Yeah.
supports you in your sport, and that they're all just there for you and too.
Yeah, I think just having that school spirit and teams, rooting for each other, the students as well. I think, that really, again, it's just, again, so pertinent just in terms of, having a school succeed as well. But hey, it's just not about being an athlete, it's being a student athlete. You've been able to flourish in the classroom, now taking AP classes. I mean, it's again, as you said, stress. I mean, balancing that out. Not everybody's cut out for that, Bailey. You've been able to meet those expectations. Talk about the time management organization because I'm sure it's hard to find that because between the practices, the game days, the time in the weight room, the hitting cages on the field. What has been the perfect blueprint for you?
It was definitely hard, like my freshman year, going into like school and like it like hitting me that like I have all this. It was definitely hard, and I had to learn it.
Hmm.
But I go to practice, and then I'll come home and I like do my homework, and I just like know why I'm at practice or throughout the day. Like I have homework and I need to study, and when I have time in class, I'll try to finish whatever I have to do. So I know like I don't have to be stressed, all day, but I go to practice and I'll come home and I'll do my homework and I'll study. And so I can manage to sleep and schoolwork and sports. And so I have
Hmm.
time for everything because it definitely gets hard. And when you get behind, it's when you get stressed, knowing like
Yeah.
you're at a game and you're like, oh no, I have to go home and do homework. So it can definitely get stressed. But if you just manage your time wisely, then it doesn't have to be, and it can be, easy going.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure like and also communicating with your teachers as well in school in terms of the homework, said the tests, the quizzes, that plays, again, a crucial role as well. Look, you have such a passion, I know, for the game of softball, been playing it for so long. You started T-ball at 5 years old, travel ball at 9 years old, intend you for the Georgia Impact, coached by your father, Michael. Uh, what is it about, just whether, the moments on and off the field, just that make it, again, special for you, to come back every year?
I would say just like the friendships you build and how you have all these friends that support you around you and do what they love playing softball just like you love playing softball. So you get to
Hmm.
be around them and just have fun every weekend, and it's something to look forward to knowing that you get to go out there and compete against other teams and other girls who also do what
Yeah.
they love, and that everything you just get to play and have fun, and just when you win it's something big and it's something
Yeah.
you remember for a while. And I mean, even if you lose, it's something to learn from. And so it's definitely like you have really good memories from it and really good friendships that you never lose throughout the time. So
Yeah.
it's just fun all around.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, that's an excellent point you brought up because the fact that relationships, friendships that will last well beyond, like, said your softball, playing years. And I was wondering, Billy, if you remember the first time, I said you put a jersey on, swung a bat, in terms of softball, like, if you recall that, because I'm sure that's when you look back, I said just again with that pathway that you took, that journey, I said, sometimes that, definitely, brings a smile to your face. I'm just wondering.
Well, I don't think I remember the first time I put on the jersey, but I definitely remember, like, when
Yeah,
I see pictures, I see a lot of pictures from when I
yeah,
was younger, but I do
yeah.
remember, like, I used to go and hit in the basement when I was younger, and I was
Hmm.
coached by my dad when I was little, so I remember, like,
Yeah,
memories from that,
yeah.
and I still have, like, I'm still friends with the girls that I played with when I was really young, and
Okay.
sometimes I'll, like, see them, I'm like, "Oh," like, I'll remember playing with them, and
Yeah,
so it's just crazy to see how far I came, like, through
yeah,
it all.
yeah.
It's crazy thought.
Yeah, definitely poignant moments. Hey, just talking about support, and family is very important to you in terms of your mom and dad, and receive that encouragement, that guidance, those values, and beliefs. So I'm just wondering what, again, just practice, driving you to practices, games. Talk about how meaningful that has been, to you here.
Yes, they definitely support me a lot. They come to every single game. They're there all the
Yeah.
time. They pay for all my hitting lessons and all my lessons I took over time. And I mean, they drive me to every single practice. Well, I am
Yeah.
69 now, but they drove me every day before that. So
Yeah.
it's I've been supported, and I know, like, even if I don't have the best game, they're still going to be there, and they still support me and know that I'm still an amazing player and an amazing person, and they're always there to cheer me on no matter what. And
Yeah.
they'll always be my biggest supporters. So it feels really
Yeah.
good knowing that I have that to
Yeah.
support me.
That's beautiful to hear. I know that off the field, you enjoy attending church, going to church camps, participating in small groups on Sunday mornings. Talk about that. Just like, I said, at least being able to, in terms of your faith and like, just being around people, in your community. I know that that's, again, is something that is vital and that, you definitely cherish. Talk about that, Bailey.
Yeah, my faith is a big part. Being surrounded by people who are also have the same faith as me, and going to church camps, and going to church, it feels good. And there's a lot of people on the softball team who are also my small group,
Okay.
and we do, like, small groups on, like, Sundays at night with, like, the softball team. So
Hmm.
knowing that we all have the believe in have the same faith, and
Hmm.
we all are, like, have a good character, and we're all good people, and so it just feels good, like, my
Yeah.
surroundings, knowing that we all are the same people, and we all
Yeah.
good beliefs.
Yeah, I think just to have that connection and have that common theme, that's great. Hey, you talked about in the beginning, in terms of recruiting and like and I know social media plays again a pivotal role in terms of really spotlighting your accomplishments, your accolades, getting you out there in front of the coaches, the recruiters. Of course, now here with this Top Prets Exposure Booster Package interview tonight with you. Talk about receiving that additional exposure and visibility. I mean, especially through X, formerly known as Twitter.
Yes, I post all my, like, the things I do good, and I post my
Hmm.
highlights, and I email coaches and want to be seen by that. And I also, I do have a lot of followers on Twitter, so that's, like, plays a big
Yeah.
part in
Yeah.
keeping that up. So
Yeah.
just posting my stuff and letting people see the things I'm doing, and
Hmm.
knowing that people and coaches and players are watching me,
Yeah.
just showing that
Yeah.
off.
Yeah, it must be a great feeling, just the fact that to receive that positive feedback, to see people responding in real time, acknowledging, what you've again done on the softball field, and just to see that movement keep on growing, again, just for you, I'm sure again it's very satisfying, Bailey.
Yes, it is. It feels very good knowing that people are
Yeah,
acknowledging the things I'm doing that are so good, and
yeah.
that I can feel good about it too.
Yeah, that's spectacular to hear. Hey, I think before you get the final word and message, which is well deserved, just in terms, I think you're in a great spot, just to offer much needed advice and a message for those athletes out there, especially the younger kids. As it grows, looking at playing softball, as it's very competitive out there, so many kids playing and trying to separate yourself from the rest of the field, and then of course now you have social media. I'm just wondering, what would you say to them just in terms of trying to navigate this course, and just see if softball is the sport to play, and just what they can do, again, to move up that ladder.
I would say just don't give up, and just keep working, and just don't compare yourself to other people, because you're your own person at the end of the day, and so you don't need to compare and see what they're doing. If you just
Hmm.
keep working, and just grinding every day. It'll all work out for you at the end. So just don't give up. And, there's another day the next day. So you can try
Yeah,
again the next day and it'll
that's right.
all work out.
Yeah, hey, that's well said. I think, because it said one day shouldn't detract, from, I said getting up the next day and, again, giving it all your best. Hey, Bailey, I wanted to give you the final word and message again for family, friends, teammates, coaches on North Oakland High School varsity softball team, the student body administration athletic department there at the high school, the community of Bogart, Georgia, and then, of course, the EC Bullets, Premier Holcomb. 18U, Atlanta Vipers, 18U. I'm sure there are a lot of people you want to thank here.
Yes, thank everyone for supporting me and being there throughout my journey and just always, cheering me on no matter what and just, being there and being my supporters.
Sounds good. Hey, Billy, just an incredible honor and privilege being able to speak with you again about your softball journey. I know there's a lot more to come. You're not done. You said after this year, your senior year, and wishing you continued success, and looking forward to hearing again more about you.
Yes, thank you for having me on here and talking to me.
Thank you.